High up in the towering Himalayan mountains, where fluffy clouds dance with snowy peaks, lived a young Sherpa girl named Pemba. She had bright eyes that sparkled like morning frost and wore colorful traditional clothes that her grandmother had lovingly woven. Pemba lived in a cozy village where prayer flags fluttered in the mountain breeze, sending wishes of peace to all who passed by. Every morning, Pemba would help her family tend to their precious yaks, gentle giants with long fuzzy fur who carried heavy loads up and down the mountain paths. But there was one special yak named Norbu, who had the softest white fur Pemba had ever touched and eyes that seemed to hold ancient wisdom. One crisp morning, as Pemba was bringing warm milk tea to her grandfather, she heard Norbu make an unusual sound. To her amazement, the yak spoke. "Dear Pemba," Norbu said in a warm, gentle voice, "I've been watching how kind you are to all the creatures of the mountain. Would you like to learn the sacred ways of the Sherpa people?" Pemba could hardly believe her ears. "Oh yes, please," she exclaimed, nearly spilling her tea with excitement. Norbu explained that he was a magical guardian of the mountains, chosen by the spirits to teach young Sherpas about their beautiful culture. Together, Pemba and Norbu began a wonderful journey of discovery. They visited the ancient monastery where monks in crimson robes chanted prayers for all beings. Norbu taught Pemba how to recognize healing herbs that grew between the rocks, just as her ancestors had done for hundreds of years. "You see these small purple flowers?" Norbu would ask. "They help tired climbers feel strong again. Our people have known their secret for generations." Pemba carefully remembered each plant and its special powers, just as her grandmother had learned from her grandmother before her. They climbed higher into the mountains, where Norbu showed Pemba how to read the weather in the shapes of clouds and the direction of the wind. "When the clouds look like yak's wool," he explained, "snow is coming soon. This is knowledge that keeps our people safe." One day, they met a group of visitors from far away who were trying to climb the great mountains. They looked tired and cold, and some were walking on a dangerous path. Pemba remembered what her parents always said: "Sherpas are helpers of all who journey in the mountains." "We must help them," Pemba told Norbu. Using the knowledge of safe paths that generations of Sherpas had passed down, they guided the visitors to a better trail. Pemba shared her warm butter tea and sampa, traditional roasted barley flour that gives strength to mountain climbers. The visitors were amazed by Pemba's wisdom about the mountains. How does such a young girl know so much? They wondered. Pemba smiled and explained how the Sherpa people have lived in harmony with the mountains for countless years, learning their secrets and sharing them with others. Through the seasons, Norbu taught Pemba more and more. She learned the special celebrations for each time of year, like Lasar, the New Year festival, when everyone would gather to share delicious momos and dance in their finest clothes. She discovered how to weave warm wool blankets and craft beautiful prayer beads, keeping alive the artistic traditions of her people. But the most important lesson came one evening as they watched the sunset paint the snow-capped peaks in shades of pink and gold. "Dear Pemba," Norbu said, "being a Sherpa means more than knowing the mountain paths or healing herbs. It means keeping our traditions alive by sharing them with others and helping all who visit our sacred mountains." Pemba thought about all she had learned, the stories, the songs, the wisdom of the mountains. She realized that each tradition was like a precious jewel, passed down through generations to make the world more beautiful and kind. From that day forward, Pemba became known in her village as a keeper of traditions. She taught other children the songs of the mountains and showed them how to recognize the healing plants. She helped visitors understand and respect the sacred peaks, just as her people had done for countless years. And every morning, as the sun rose over the magnificent Himalayas, Pemba would smile at Norbu, knowing that the magic of the mountains lived in every story, every tradition, and every kind act of helping others. The prayer flags still flutter in the wind, carrying their messages of peace, while the wisdom of the Sherpa people continues to touch hearts, one story at a time. Remember, little ones, that every culture has its own beautiful traditions to share, just like Pemba and the Sherpa people. When we learn from each other and help one another, we make the world a warmer, kinder place, just like the cozy villages nestled high in the Himalayan mountains.